This is the Ecovacs Deebot X11, a robot vacuum and mop that brings a few firsts to the premium robot cleaning world. But the big question is, can it actually deliver all of this and do it reliably every day? Let's inspect! Hey Bob, so good to meet you. I'm Michael, and today we make a deep dive into the wonderful world of the Deebot X11 by Ecovacs, which represents this, at least this is the robot vacuum part, and there's a nice and interesting station right behind me. So today we're going to try out a lot of things: the wet mopping, the dry cleaning, the AI features, the bagless dust collection on the main station, as well as an interesting feature called the PowerBoost, and I'll be talking about my opinion of how these things are implemented in something that we can call their current flagship. Important disclaimer at the start: this video is sponsored by Ecovacs, but I follow my only major rule, meaning that I'm going to cover not just the good sides, but also talk about any negatives that I stumbled across while reviewing the product. And today's video is going to start with a feature that impressed me the most: the wet mopping. Ecovacs calls this Ozmo Roller 2.0. Instead of reusing flat pads or spinning discs that can end up pushing dirty water around, the X11 uses a high-density nylon roller spinning at 200 rotations per minute. Fresh water is continuously fed in, and the mop itself gets washed so that it can remain clean throughout the session. Here's another interesting feature. They call it TrueEdge 3.0. It's a system extending the roller 1.5 centimeters beyond the body, allowing it to hug walls or baseboards like few other robots that I've tested already. It's backed by 16 newtons of downward pressure, which you can actually feel if you lift the robot up. That weight translates into better scrubbing power. In this stain test, it lifted almost all the residue in one pass, leaving only a faint mark on that most stubborn spot, and that disappeared on the second pass. After cleaning, the dog washes the roller and dries it at 70 degrees Celsius in order to prevent bacteria growth and smells. Compared to the Ecovacs first Ozmo Roller that I've tested a few months ago, this one feels faster and more thorough. It's not magic after all, because dried paint or cement dust will still need manual work, but for daily messes, it's one of the cleanest mopping systems that I've tried. Now, let's take it easy with the dry cleaning performance, but spoiler alert, there would be some pretty challenging tests as well. I always try these vacuums with my 60-gram rice challenge. The Deebot X11 picked up 58 grams in one go in the default mode. That's already among the best I've recorded. You can further switch to maximum suction power, and it's going to engage the blast system. Thanks to the redesigned motor with 45% larger fan blades, it can deliver 18 liters of airflow per second and the remarkable 19,500 pascals of suction, which you can further add to the setting of covering each and every spot twice. That means up to 140% improvement in fine dust removal compared to previous generations, and over 260% better hair pickup on carpets. In daily use, it means that my carpets looked visibly cleaner and the roller stays surprisingly free from tangles thanks to the updated Zero Tangle 3.0 system. I don't have a pet at home and can't tell you about dealing with pet hair, apart from the artificial collection I fed the robot with, and it all disappeared. Speaking of pets, no worries, this is artificial, but you know what it is supposed to mimic, and the X11 passes yet another important test. So, how is this all achieved? Let's take a closer look at the design and the build quality. This thing is heavy at a starter, and for once, that's a good thing. The weight helps with mopping pressure, gives the whole unit a solid feel. The unboxing is straightforward, almost no assembly required. The robot is pre-fitted with the side brushes, the dock is ready to go, and even 5 GHz Wi-Fi networks work for the setups. You just remove the protective stickers, attach the bottom part, connect the power, and it is ready. The top cover of the robot is removable and replaceable, so if it gets scratched, you can swap it out. Ecovacs has gone for a modern color palette that should blend in with most interiors, but the dock is large, so you will want a dedicated spot for it. As part of the most important specs, we should highlight the PowerBoost technology, the crazy 19,500 Pascal suction power, the 16 Nm mop pressure, the hot air drying feature, the large bagless dustbin in the station, the ability to climb up to 2.4 cm and layered obstacles up to 4 cm, covering up to 1,000 square meters per run, Wi-Fi support, AGENT YIKO AI assistant, and a convenient smartphone app. It's really interesting to observe the progress of these technical specifications with robot vacuums, especially in the past couple of years, because different brands go in kind of different directions. For example, some companies develop smart arms which can detect and kind of lift objects from the ground for you, making the cleaning a bit more efficient. Others are focusing in redesigning their wet mopping solution, such as what Ecovacs are achieving through their Ozmo Roller. And there also is this significant boost in terms of suction power. I believe that now in 2025 it's going to be very standard to have somewhere between 15 and 20,000 Pascal of suction power, and most good robots are about to offer such, which is extremely close to the power delivered by handheld battery-based vacuum cleaners. But I think the greatest advantage of this particular one is about the battery management. It's not the capacity, but the management itself. Because, look, there's a very smartly designed bottom area of the robot and all the key components, including the Ozmo Roller brush, the area where the dust gets sucked, and the charging pins are at the backside. And this enables Ecovacs to offer the so-called PowerBoost feature, which is something that happens every between 15 and 20 minutes usually, when the robot goes back to the station in order to refill the tank with water or to empty its dustbin. It receives something like rapid charging, which tops up the battery by up to 6%, making the cleaning cycle almost infinite. And yes, I'm going to show you a bit more about the charging station, but first I want us to talk about the navigation system. Instead of the usual LiDAR dome, the X11 uses DTOF sensors on the front, which keeps it low enough to fit under more furniture. For getting over obstacles, it has the TruePass 4-wheel drive system. When it detects a toll threshold, it deploys small rubber-clad wheels that grip and pull over up to 2.4 centimeters high, and in some conditions up to the remarkable 40 millimeters. I wouldn't be surprised to see a 4x4 wheel drive with these robot vacuums at some point. During my testing, it handled door tracks and even a two-step setup without hesitation, something that trips up a lot of vision-based systems. Eventually, during cleaning, you're going to see the robot going back to its station, which can be particularly interesting. They call it OmniCyclone station. It is bagless, which means no recurring dust bag costs and less waste. Uses a dual-stage cyclonic separation to keep suction strong even if the bin is full of dust, and with a 1.6-liter capacity, they say it can go up to 48 days between empties. In my case, it was more like 2 to 3 weeks. From my experience in the past few years, having a see-through setup is quite a nice idea, because you won't believe how many small Lego particles I've lost like that. Here you can see what the robot has actually collected. The station also handles the refills, washing of the mop, drying, and has a separate clean and dirty water tanks. Automatically dispenses cleaning solution into the wash cycle and, in my opinion, looks quite nice. If you need to move it around, there is a handle on the back, and the containers for water are also well designed and easy to empty or refill. In case you're curious about the power consumption, charging takes about 45 watts, emptying the station needs close to 500 in peak moments. While the robot washes the mop during cleaning cycles, it tops up the battery by up to 6% in just 3 minutes. Think of that as a power nap for robot vacuums. It's enough for the X11 to cover a huge 1,000 square meter home in a single run without stopping for a full charge, at least according to Ecovacs. I've never ran out of battery power with my robots, at least not in the past 4 to 5 years, so the battery performance is outstanding and the capacity itself is anyway decent. Now let's go in direction software. The Ecovacs Home app remains one of the good, feature-rich apps that I've tested. You can fine-tune the water flow, the suction power, the cleaning patterns, see a 3D visualization of your room, and even create multi-floor maps. There are a lot of good and helpful features, and if you're curious about something specific, feel free to ask. There also is something like a voice assistant. They call it AGENT YIKO, and it's the next step up from standard voice control, learns your habits, recognizes room layouts and floor types, and adjusts its settings automatically. Typically within 2 weeks of regularly cleaning with the robot, it's going to optimize the cleaning and take shorter routes, avoid repeating clean areas, and even adjust the suction when moving from tiles to carpet without you saying a word. I'm not quite a fan of the AI storm lately, so haven't used all these features yet. Fact is that I still prefer the more manual approach and setting the cleaning cycles according to my own plan and understanding. Now, let's talk drawbacks. There still are some optimizations when it comes to multi-floor cleaning algorithms because the robot is not smart enough to figure out that the station is on a totally different floor. I hoped to see spare brushes in the assembly, unfortunately not included with the set, and the price, as expected, premium. After all, the Deebot X11 turns out to be a very reliable and decent robot vacuum solution, thanks to its really strong suction power, thanks to the excellent wet and dry mopping. Now I'm gonna say the word I don't like at all, but AI features because a lot of them are integrated, the PowerBoost technology which gives the battery almost infinite capacity, as well as the bagless dustbin in the main station, as well as all these little improvements that Ecovacs managed to integrate as compared to the previous generation, which makes this particular X11 model stand out. So yes, if you are on the market for an advanced, high-end robot vacuum, I think this can be a very solid choice. And because the ecosystem is already quite complex, if there's a question or if there's something that you'd like me to try for you, join the comment section below the video, take a look, ask your question or give me your request and I'm gonna follow on that. And I'm pretty sure that there would be a lot of people who share something from their unique and very personal experience. And that's everything I wanted to share with you in regard with the latest Ecovacs flagship. So thank you very much for watching this episode. Please support my hard work over here on the channel. Give me a like if you enjoyed the video thus far, subscribe for more cool tech inspections, or use any of the links that I'm going to post in the video description area. And thank you in advance for that. Hope to see you soon and wish you a fantastic day. Bye.